Dramatic tensions erupt in Citrus Bowl as Shane Beamer and Bret Bielema clash over sideline gesture. The 2024 Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida, became a theater of high drama when an intense altercation broke out between South Carolina head coach Shane Beamer and Illinois head coach Bret Bielema. What began as a fiercely competitive game turned into a sideline spectacle that had fans and commentators buzzing long after the final whistle. During an injury timeout late in the third quarter, Illinois safety Jaheim Clarke was being attended to by trainers near the South Carolina sideline. Seizing the moment, Bret Bielema crossed the field, ostensibly to check on his player. However, his actions quickly took a controversial turn. Bielema gestured toward the South Carolina sideline with a substitution signal, a provocative move referencing earlier instances of strategic substitutions that had added tension to the game. The gesture ignited an immediate reaction from Beamer, who exploded in anger. The South Carolina coach had to be physically restrained as he shouted at officials and gestured toward Bielema in visible frustration. ESPN sideline reporter Quint Kessenich, stationed near Beamer, provided real-time insight into the fiery exchange. Bret Bielema walked across the field to check on his injured player and taunted Shane Beamer with that substitution signal. Doing it repeatedly, Kessenich reported during the broadcast. At first, Beamer looked shocked, but then he snapped, turning to me and saying, "You saw what he did." And I did. It was clear Bielema was provoking him. As the commotion unfolded, ESPN cameras caught Bielema returning to his sideline with a smirk, fueling speculation that the gesture was indeed deliberate. Strategically, substitution tactics can be used to disrupt an opponent's rhythm, potentially forcing a delay of game penalty. Despite the heated moment, cooler heads ultimately prevailed. After Illinois secured a hard-fought 21-17 victory, the two coaches exchanged a civil handshake at midfield, seemingly putting the incident behind them. When questioned post-game, Bielema sidestepped inquiries about the altercation, choosing instead to focus on Illinois' milestone victory. "In all my years of coaching, I've never seen something like that," Beamer remarked during his post-game press conference. An opposing coach walking over while his player is hurt to make a gesture toward the other team. It's unheard of. Bielema, however, downplayed the incident in his own remarks. "I love Shane. He's a good person," Bielema said. "That gesture wasn't personal. It was directed at the entire sideline, not just him. I just wanted to make it clear that I knew what was going on." The win was historic for Illinois, marking the program's first 10-win season since 2001 and capping their year at 10-3. South Carolina, meanwhile, finished a respectable 9-4 but will undoubtedly remember the Citrus Bowl not just for the loss but for the fiery emotions that played out on the national stage. As the dust settles, the Citrus Bowl will be remembered as a game that showcased not only competitive grit but also the intense personalities of two passionate coaches. Whether this altercation signals the beginning of a new rivalry or simply a momentary clash remains to be seen.